Joining us now, global affairs analyst and senior fellow at the Atlantic Council, Michael Boskerque. Michael, thank you for joining us so early. What do you make of this new sanctions package, the new aid package announced by the White House? How significant is it at this course of the war?
Well, thanks for having me. Well, you know, on as somber of a day as today is, it would have been really nice to have seen something a bit more matching to what the Ukrainians, the Zelensky administration actually is asking for. We all know that what that is by now, those attack helicopters, jets, more ability to close its skies, and very crucially, also our longer range on the U.S. supplied missiles so that Ukraine can strike legitimate military targets within Russia, the exact sites that are from where missiles are being sent this way to Kiev and elsewhere. So sanctions are good, but I think we've discovered after 1 year of this war that they don't have the bite that they were designed to. I think to a great extent, sanctions have been something for Western leaders to pat themselves on the back with and say, we've done something.
Well, let's pick up on that. What is the state of Russia's economy? The idea was that a sanctions regime would cripple it. Russia would isolate itself from the global economy. Europe would cut off all the energy sources from Russia. Is the Russia economy in a significantly worse state today than it was 1 year ago?
Yeah, certain parts of it for sure. I mean, you know, right off the bat, but for sure, half of their foreign reserves were frozen. Energy revenues have fallen a lot, for example, because of countries like Germany lessening their dependence, Moldova as well. But, you know, we have to recognize that for the past few years, the Chinese have been helping the Russians actually to inoculate themselves from Western sanctions. So there's been a lot more cooperation on that front that has helped Russia. And who knows, maybe in the days ahead, if the Americans release new intelligence, we'll find out whether the Chinese are also supplying Russia with lethal weaponry. But the Russians have quite the ability to ramp up certain sectors of their economy, defense production, that sort of thing. A heck of a lot of money still coming in from the sale of oil to places like India and China.
And Michael, let me ask you this. You know, 1 year ago, the assumption was this would be a very quick war. Russia would overtake Ukraine. It would be a matter of weeks, maybe months. Obviously, Ukraine is still standing. And for that, they feel triumphant. But, you know, it also looks like going forward, this could be a very long, drawn-out war, and that might be very somber for Ukrainians. So what is the mood in Kyiv today?
Yeah, well, I crossed over just from the border of Poland into Ukraine around midnight. So I've been talking to people on the train. I've been talking to people on the ground here. I've been living on and off in Ukraine since before the start of the war. So it's pretty somber today. Walking outside on the streets, there are a lot fewer people than you'd normally see. But, you know, as to your question about the timing and everything, I think had the West grown the spine to supply Ukraine with lethal weaponry before the war actually started, we would be in a different position today. I firmly believe that. I think Ukraine would have had the ability to push the Russians back all the way because, you know, we cannot overstate this enough that if Mr. Putin is not pushed back now, he will try again, and he'll probably go further, perhaps into Baltic states or into even NATO countries. So this is very, very symbolically, militarily important for him, for his own domestic audience. And I don't think he will put down his arms unless there's a very strong pushback from Ukraine and from the West.
All right, we'll leave it there. Global affairs analyst and senior fellow at the Atlantic Council, Michael Boskerque. Thank you so much. Stay safe in Ukraine.